Hey folks, today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to start a little series that I'm going to do every once in a while. This when something's on my mind. I'm probably going to wind up just rambling on about nonsense, but that's probably what I'll call the videos, GR1 videos ramblings, where I just kind of ramble on. But sometimes when I'm driving or when I'm out working in my shop, I get to thinking about certain types of things. One thing I was thinking about the other day, I watched a video, and I'm not going to say who it was that made the video. I actually like the person that did the video. They make pretty good videos, and they also make some products, and they have really good products. But he was talking about myths of open carrying, and I don't really agree with his assessment, but should you open carry or should you conceal carry? Ultimately, it's a personal preference thing, but I'm going to give you some food for thought. In the video that I watched, he stated that there are several different reasons why people disagree with open carry. One of the reasons being that if a bad guy sees you, that he will see you as a threat and he'll engage you first and then go about whatever crime that he was planning on committing. He says that's bogus. He says that most criminals are cowards and they take the path of least resistance, and that if they saw you with a gun, if anything, it would be a show of force and deter them from committing the crime. I'm going to have to disagree with him on this one, and it's a big disagreement. Now, some criminals are cowards, all right, and they do take the path of least resistance. But there are probably more than 50% of the criminals are not cowards, and they're anything but cowards. They're extremely brazen. And case in point, if someone is on meth, all right, their sense of fear is almost non-existent. They don't sense fear like a normal person senses fear. A lot of armed robberies are committed by meth addicts. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or rude or anything like that, but it's a fact. I see it all the time. Most crimes, I don't want to say most crimes, a lot of crimes are committed by people that are intoxicated on drugs. And if it happens to be meth, then I can tell you right now, they're not cowards. Meth addicts aren't cowards. Meth addicts, if anything, are emboldened by the drug that's in their system. And I can tell you for a fact that if a meth addict sees you carrying a gun and they go into, let's say, a convenience store and they see you carrying a gun, they're not going to be scared for 1 second to shoot you or stab you or do whatever they have to do to complete the mission that they've set out to complete. All right? They are not scared and they are not cowards. It's just the opposite when they're on meth. They're usually extremely paranoid and they're extremely emboldened. So don't think that just because someone's going to commit a crime that they're a coward. There are some that are cowards, but a good majority of them are not cowards. And if they see you with the gun, they won't think twice to try to take you out before they commit the crime that they're going to commit anyway. If you are concealed carrying during a situation, let's just give a hypothetical. You're in a convenience store and you are carrying concealed, and a meth addict comes in hyped up on meth and he decides he's going to rob the place. If he does not see that you are armed, it kind of gives you a leg up. All right, people talk about the OODA loop all the time. Basically, OODA loop means that you try to gain the upper hand. All right, I don't use the term OODA loop that much. I just like to say that anytime that I'm in a situation where I'm at a disadvantage, I want to be able to gain the upper hand. So if I'm carrying concealed and a guy comes in trying to commit an armed robbery of a convenience store or a bank or anything like that, and I'm carrying concealed, it kind of gives me a little bit of an advantage because I'm not on his radar screen. And I can tell you, if he's on meth, if he sees you have a gun, he's not going to think twice about taking you out. All right? He's not a coward. And anybody that thinks that all criminals are cowards are mistaken. Now, another point that he brought up was that a lot of people that carry concealed and advocate for carrying concealed will tell you that if you're carrying open, that you can be disarmed quickly and easily. He says that's bogus. He says most holsters, that if you don't pull that gun in a certain way, that that gun will not come out of that holster. Well, let me give you a little bit of an example. Anybody that has any skill in fighting, someone that's taken, let's say, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if they see you wearing a gun and you get into a physical altercation with that person, I will guarantee you 100%, if you have no skill and they have skill, they will take that gun away from you every single time. I've seen it happen in training, and it's not hard. They can take that gun away from you with very little effort, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. So the whole argument that he was making that guns can only be pulled out of holsters if they're pulled out a certain way, and that it's extremely difficult to be disarmed in a physical confrontation, is a bunch of hogwash. I'm telling you right now, if somebody that has a little bit of skill, not a black belt, even a white belt, if they want to take your gun away from you and you don't have any formal training, they'll take that gun away from you, and there won't be a daggum thing you can do to stop them. Again, we get back to having the upper hand and regaining the upper hand. If they don't know you're armed and they try to attack you and take your gun away from you, now you kind of have an upper hand. You can introduce your weapon into the fight and regain control. Fights are all about gaining the upper hand and gaining control of the situation, whether it's a physical fight or whether it's a lethal fight. You always want to gain control, and if you can't gain control, you're going to lose the fight. Every little bit of benefit that I can have in a fight, I want. And if that means carrying a concealed gun so that the person that is attacking me doesn't know that I'm carrying a gun, if that helps, then that's what I want. I don't carry open. Now, the ultimate decision comes down to you. If you want to carry your gun open, by all means, carry your gun open. I don't care. It's your gun. You just need to train accordingly. All right? I don't advocate for open carry. I advocate for concealed carry, mainly because it gives me a little bit of benefit on my side where I can gain control. It's almost like having an element of surprise on my side. But you don't have to carry concealed. Like I said, if you want to carry open, then carry open. I don't care. But you need to be aware of what you're doing. You need to be trained in order in weapon retention skills, and you need to know that all criminals are not cowards, and that if you are carrying open, that there is a good chance that you will become the first target. So you need to have your situational awareness on point. You need to have good weapon retention skills, and just know that there's one little element of surprise in your game that's not there. So that's my rambling thoughts for today. If you agree with me, leave a comment down below. If you think I'm totally off base, leave a comment down below. We'll have a good discussion. Listen, this is America. We've forgotten how to have good conversations on things that we disagree on. just because we disagree on something doesn't mean that we have to fight about it. We can have good conversations about my side and your side. You might be able to persuade me to agree with you. I might be able to persuade you to agree with me, or we might just agree to disagree. Either way, let's have civil conversation. All right. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all have a good one.